All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this started. See how quickly. So this week is Unite. This is Unity's big developer conference that is happening currently, I guess, in Spain. And we're just going to quickly go through what all was announced during their keynote yesterday. There's not a whole lot that is new here. No big releases or anything like that, but there's a couple of interesting announcements and partnerships that they've unveiled, and we'll just go through those real quick here. So I'm just going through what they've highlighted on their blog, and we'll just go through some of these announcements in case you have missed it. The whole keynote is up on YouTube right now. The rest of the talks will end up on YouTube individually over the next couple of weeks. So there'll probably be a lot more details on some of this stuff. Sure. So the big thing that was announced is a Unity and Epic partnership. We don't know a whole lot on what this actually means, but what they said was that Unity games will be able to be brought into Fortnite. No one really knows what exactly that means. I'm kind of assuming that this will be using Fortnite as a launcher to go into Unity games that are published elsewhere, kind of similar to how Unity Play and the Unity Studios kind of publishes stuff to the web kind of automatically for. That's the only way I can see this actually working. I'm not sure how else you would get Unity games inside of Fortnite. It's kind of a weird concept. But I think the upside for Unity is going to be that they are supporting cross-platform commerce. So in-app purchases, you'll be able to make them in Unreal for Unity products. So they'll get their 30% on all the transactions that way. They've also talked about their product verification program that is basically going to be verifying assets on the asset store and features in the editor things are going to be production ready. There's been criticism in the past regarding like half-baked features and features that end up getting canceled or discontinued shortly after launching. This product verification will make sure that things are actually battle tested and used out in the real world, so things like that don't happen. And to that end, they've created a in-house game studio, Unity Studio Productions, to make actual games with Unity. And their first feature that they did was Survival Kids. You might have seen the trailers for this. This was a Switch 2 launch title, and it was developed in-house by Unity and published by Konami. I believe Survival Kids was like an older game, so this is technically a remake of Survival Kids. Got So this is the Survival Kids game, and this is their blog on basically how they put that together. One of the interesting tidbits that they kind of dropped here is that their multiplayer is done using netcode for entities, which is not something I would have thought they would have used for 4-player co-op thing. The other kind of big announcement is their platform toolkit. Um, there's not much details on this either, but what they have shown is kind of a single API that will work across multiple different console platforms. So when you want to unlock an achievement, it's just one line of code that you will write, and that will unlock achievements on whatever build platform you're on. So whether it's Xbox or Steam or Nintendo, Switch, PlayStation, whatever, it's just the one API call. And that is going to be super useful. You'll still need like dev kits and all of that to get the build platform for the consoles, but it makes things super easy. And also for certification. So if you're developing for a console, that has to go through a rigorous set of tests that you need to pass in order to get released on the console. You have to make sure that you are dealing with controller disconnects and network issues and the save system, so you can save to actual console or up to the cloud or whatever. We got a couple of pictures here from one of the talks that I found on Reddit here. And these are going to be the platforms that will support on launch. So we got the Android, iOS, the Switches, PlayStation 5, not 4, Windows Kit, Steam, Xbox One, and X and S series. So this is an example of the achievement system. So this is basically an abstraction out. So whatever platform you have going, this iAchievement system will just handle it. So that will be super interesting to see how that works across all platforms. They've also created a whole save system here, which is not something that's actually been available like from Unity before. So this is really interesting in how they are going to handle saving to disk. There have been many assets on the asset store solving this kind of problem, but it's always a problem that you kind of have to solve if you're going to be saving things to disk. So that's interesting. But so far, that's kind of all we know about it. It's going to be coming next year, sometime in 6.3. More about the in-app purchasing and platform. They're partnering with Stripe and Coda, so you will have that single payment processor will work across all platforms. There's early access for. Lastly, they talked about a program called Unity Vector, which is basically user acquisition and in-game ads. So this will be like pushing ads to your game to people that are more likely to actually buy it and play it. Apparently, it's heavily using AI for the demographics and whatnot. Also, what I'm super excited about is they kind of teased 2 new templates, multiplayer templates that are going to be releasing when 6.3 actually launches. So there's going to be a third person gameplay, um, kind of a third person platformer, kind of a, I want to say a Fall Guys type obstacle course, what they showed. Um, this one was using netcode for game objects and the building blocks. I'll show the building blocks in a second. That actually just got released a couple of weeks ago, and I'll be doing some deeper dives into those systems in the coming weeks here during the holidays. There's another one that is a new first person shooter template, and this one is interesting in that it's also using the game objects entities bridge that they're using for survival kids. So this will be all of the performance and like system physics rollback and stuff that the netcode for entities gives you, but it'll be controlling actual game objects. So I'm super looking forward to digging into that. And these two will be released with 6.3 when that goes live. So we'll be looking forward to that. There's also the Unity Awards. Showed a little trailer for that, and the voting for that is live until tomorrow. So here's the building blocks. Just before we get out, these are taking the place of the multiplayer widgets that was introduced during 6.0, I believe. The widgets were kind of drag and drop in UI components that could leverage the different multiplayer services. So for like connecting to sessions, which was kind of a new concept of relay lobby systems to quickly connect. There was one for matchmaking. So with these building blocks, these are a bit more extensive and customizable mainly. That's the big thing. These are all made with UI Toolkit. So you just have to change the style sheets in order to change what they look like. With the widgets, they were kind of hard to customize because they were just UI prefabs. Those prefabs were in the actual packages in the package manager. That means anytime they were updated, it overwrote any changes, customizations that you made to UI. These are all done in UI Toolkit, super easy to modify. We'll go over a lot of these, probably each one separate video, just because the code that they're using, it's a little weird, but not quite as straightforward as I would have liked, but easy enough to drop in if you understand how UI Toolkit actually works. So we have multiplayer sessions, have matchmaking, leaderboards, and we have achievements. So achievements were something that was like really new, that it's using Cloud Code, I believe, and Cloud Save in order to have an achievement system. The player account is basically logging in. So you can log in with username and password, or the Unity player accounts, or Google, Facebook, Steam. You can log in with Steam through the player authentication system. We'll go over good stuff. So yeah, that's really it. All of the building blocks have documentation to it. I guess kind of they're on the asset store instead of in the package manager. So they did it this way because a lot of these are using multiple services. So it's kind of weird to, like, where would you put the achievements building blocks? Can't really put that into Cloud Code, Cloud Save. So they stuck it onto the asset store. So hopefully these things will also get updated more frequently. They don't have to go through the process of package management and stuff like that. So yeah, that's about it. We'll wrap it up here, and we'll start going through these multiplayer building blocks. And hopefully by the time 6.3 goes live, we'll be able to look in those new templates as well. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything that you want to go deeper into regarding any of these announcements, go ahead and drop a comment below, and we'll see about into that. So yeah, this was a short one, so we will wrap it up here, and I'll see you guys next week. Next week is I don't know, maybe during Black Friday. We'll talk about the Black Friday sales too. So yeah, talk to you guys later.